Welcome everyone, this is the first Rndr update on the channel. There are a few people in my Discord community asking for some Rndr updates, and I've seen some comments asking for Rndr, so we're going to have a look at it today. And we're starting off by looking at the 5-day time frame. When we're looking at the moving averages over here, we've been in a bullish cross since March of this year, and we've seen this uptrend continuing. However, since about May time, we've started to creep back down. We would assume that if this is lost, we're in the beginning process of a downtrend. We would then need to confirm the moving averages as resistance and get a bearish cross, but we can see that we actually came back above, and this is what we call an EMA repel. So what this would suggest is that Rndr should continue coming up. But I'm going to now, in today's update, show you the key levels of resistance that if not reclaimed, we could be seeing. It could take some time, but a crash on Rndr, and it could take some weeks, some months. There's no date on it. It's just there's a criteria. If we're not breaking through this resistance, that is our top, and so we continue low. We're going to dive into that today, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more of these Rndr updates, and we'll dive into it. So we've seen that this bearish cross had failed, and this is called an EMA repel, which sends us in a slingshot motion back above the moving averages, as we're not seeing a bearish cross to confirm this downtrend. However, if I look to the left over here, we've created a range between these 2 points. So the high here at $2.17, mark that out, and this low here at 89 cents. And as you can see that we are trapped within this range. I've just marked out the wicks, showing you the exact top of it, the exact bottom. And we can see a wick holding it as resistance, followed by a breakout. But after failing to confirm it as support and break this high over here, we fell back underneath. As we are still in this bullish cross and holding the 20 moving average, this is why we had another attempt at breaking past this resistance at $2.19. And with that, we saw the breakout that broke this high. That is great. But the next step for Rndr in this is to hold this as support and then break this high that we set, and we can see the failure of doing so. We then fell back beneath $2.19, confirming it as resistance right over here, and we then wait for this head and shoulders pattern to finally validate by losing the neckline. And let me just check for you guys if we met the target, and then we can see that we came quite close to the target and saw the turnaround. This target would have continued and it would have been met if we had seen that bearish cross occur right over here, where the moving averages cross over as you saw over here, but just the opposite way. And it's something that actually Rndr has never experienced on the 5-day time frame. So with the failure in doing so, it's going to bring us back above the moving averages, which is keeping Rndr bullish. And then the attempt right now is to break this resistance. For us to continue in bullish momentum, we need to push through $2.19, flip it into support and break the high. So if we do see a breakout, wherever that tops out, we'll then come back down to as support, and then you need to go ahead and break that high, and only then are we confirming this breakout. As the last 2 attempts, we came back to hold its support, but we never got that follow through to break those highs that are pushed through $2.19. So at the moment, what I am expecting is Rndr to continue coming up into this price point, and then for us to get rejected over here, and then I'll look for those key levels of support for you guys in this update. So please do stay tuned. I'm now going to use my Fibonacci's, and it's going to show you that this area that I've just marked out, $2.19, is a resistance. We can see that my 618 over here, golden pocket, is sitting between $2.14 and $2.20, which is smack bang on that resistance point. So the Fibonacci retracement tool is suggesting that we should be anticipating this price point. What we're basically waiting for at the moment is us to push through this 0.5 Fibonacci at $1.93. So as we've still got the moving averages over here as support, whether we push through it first or come back down to them as support while we still maintain above it, I still expect a pump back up to the range high, unless we push underneath the moving averages. Understand that. So the expectation is while we are above the 20 and the 55, we should continue to hit. The moment you lose this, we're no longer expecting this price, but this is just showing you that this is our top of the range over here. This marking out, dragging it to the right, as well as measuring this downward push that we've seen since May all the way up until August, where we bottomed out and had this EMA repel by reclaiming the moving averages and failing the bearish cross. And so for that reason, we know that our true resistance of the range is over here, and it's nicely in line with the golden pocket. So if we were to continue coming up, this is where I believe that Rndr will actually struggle to push through. And then from that point, we're looking for key levels of support, and it would just be those moving averages. Now, this is the 5-day time frame, and each candle is 5 days. So expect this to be happening over weeks and months to actually follow the path that I'm suggesting. And only if we do break out, as I explained, push through, flip it back into support. And can you see this $2.47 high over here, or this Fibonacci? That's the level that we need to break through. So not only do we need to reclaim this white line at $2.19, you also need to break through, let's just say $2.50, if we want to confirm this reversal wave and have targets as high as $3.75 to $5. That would be absolutely immense, because we'd know we'd be getting over a double if this were to be the case. But I think that as we are trapped below this, it's likelier that at the moment we're just pumping up into there, and then from there we need to see the reaction from the 20 and the 55. It could push us through and we go on that path to eventually get up to those targets, but there's a risk that we just have a dead cat bounce, fall through the moving averages, confirm them as resistance, and we go on a path lower. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you want to see more Rndr updates? What are your personal thoughts? Do you also believe we'll push through $2.20 to continue to these targets, or is this destined to get rejected from this point and we do see a dump over these next coming weeks and months? So I've now dropped down to the 4-hour time frame. Over a Monday we had this scam news, so we had this scam pump essentially. And since then, we've basically formed this bearish pattern over here. There's higher chances that it breaks down. The target would be back down over here between this wick and this body, about 180 to 183. Well, yeah, 183. And so if we did see this breakdown out of the bearish pattern, we'd be coming down to those key levels of support, which would be this previous resistance as well. We've got the 55 over here holding us up. So this could then give us a bounce. Whether it dead cat bounces and falls through, you still got this level below. So while we are maintaining these lows, we do have chances of continuing higher, although this has a bearish pattern at play over here. So what I would now need to see, if after this bearish pattern, if it does choose to break down, and if it does hold a support for the bulls out there, and for us to reach that price of $2.19, we would need a breakthrough $1.94. And then that is where we come more towards $2.15 to $2.20, let's just say, over here. And I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. What is your expectation for Rndr? There is a chance that we could dead cat bounce over here and fall down, but we still have a support, so we'd technically still be holding this higher low. And if I just briefly show you some targets to the upside, we can see that Rndr has targets all the way up at where we have been suggesting. So all that needs to happen if this bearish pattern does validate itself is to hold above $1.80, which we've been suggesting, for us to continue on this path upwards to $2, and then to those higher up targets, which is that 618 up there, that golden pocket up there, which is our true resistance back on that 5-day time frame over here, which again, we are trapped within this range right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to take action on my education, I do have multiple things in place. If you head over to my Twitter with the links underneath this video, I've got a discount until the end of this month. So the 1st of November, this expires. And you will get my 6-hour-long pre-recorded course with 30+ videos teaching you from zero knowledge into a self-sufficient trader. Don't worry if you're not fluent in English, you'll still benefit from these sessions, and you'll get free access to my Discord community for your first 3 months. And within this chat, we do weekly group mentorship calls. Last night we had a group call, and we will also be doing one tomorrow night. So you can just join the chat, but again, with this discount, you're going to get 3 months free in there. And if you do attend all of those sessions, you'll get between 12 to 24 group mentorship calls where I personally guide you how to trade and the signals that you're looking for. And so if this criteria is not fulfilled, we're not taking these trades. I have over 5 years market experience. If you want to reach out to me on Twitter, my handle is Louis_crypto for any further questions. And yeah, you can go straight to the website now, as this discount is now applied till the end of this month. Cheers, guys.